Start streaming now. We do the stream. We run our stream. We do it. Okay, cool. We're online. This one is online too. YouTube chat test. This one usually takes a couple of seconds to go through. But that's okay. If it goes through, that's the main thing. Yay! Okay, cool. Now we go to Twitch. Twitch chat tests. That one went through instantly. I am seriously trying to consider whether or not I am better off just doing it the old-fashioned way and just streaming to Twitch. Like, YouTube integration is cool. It'd be nice to have my old channel, you know, functional again. But, yeah. It's interesting. We'll see how it works. Okay. Speed up the treadmill just a little bit. So, last time we had our game. Hold on, let's do it to the itch screen size. So here's the problem that I'm running into now. I was thinking about coming up with some sort of great big complex solution to all this where, okay, I need a house, but I'm not getting one. But yeah, what I think I'm going to do is modify this because the way it's set up right now is not useful. It's not performant. I mean, it is performant. I just did a massive upgrade to the game over the weekend so that now it runs almost flawlessly, even with hundreds of characters in it. But the issue I'm running into is these goddamn cards. I hate them. I hate these cards so goddamn much. They are such a pain in my balls. Basically, what they will do is, okay, I don't need to check my live stream here or here. I can just have that one open and have chat open. Okay. But yes, the cards are just a constant pain point in this game. Just trying to make sure that you get the correct ones. You're just constantly, you know, right-clicking to delete the ones that you don't want. I am proud of myself for having created the card system in the first place. I'm glad it's there. I am glad it exists. Having said that, it's not tenable to the rest of the game. Basically, I can still use the card for information to show where things are going. But basically, what I think I need to do is maybe put the cards on a line and just have a time limit for when they spawn in. And just like, you know, like the house card is always going to be the card with the house on it. The, like basically, I'm thinking just having this take up an entire row, and it just always checks, okay, this is the house card. The first card that spawns is the house card. It will always be the house card, and like that will always be a house. This next one will always be a well. This one will always be a fountain. Oh yeah, right, it's only houses and fountains right now. I still haven't built the power plant yet, but that'll be a different thing for a different day. Yes. So, it really pisses me off. Like, it's a constant pain point in this game. So we're still going to have the cards. They're not going to be random. The random system doesn't work for this kind of game. I figured it could because of the a game I played recently by Sock Pop, was it? It was on Steam. Yeah, that one was a card game for it, but that was a dedicated card game. Like, I definitely want to save the material for this for later, just in case I have a project that has a use for it. But as it stands, no. We're not going to use this. What we're going to do instead is we're going to have just a... I don't know how we're going to make this work. Yeah, so the card canvas... We'll get rid of the storage panel for now, too. But yeah, the card panel, I'm thinking we're going to have that on the far left, maybe? And have it be... I don't know. Hold on. How big are the cards? Okay, 0.2. That doesn't tell me anything about the actual shape and size of the card, though. How do I want to handle this? How do I want to handle this? I'm thinking... Instead of having cards, we have a button that you can press to spawn each thing in, and it just checks to make it... Like, we can still use the old system that we built to make sure material is actually available. But instead of having it add a card to a random pool, it adds the button with the tooltip to the list of buttons for buildings to spawn. And I think we're going to have that be the left side of the screen, because the right side we already have all of these options and stuff here. So we're going to create a new panel in the card canvas. I think I'm going to keep all of the functionality for the cards in the game and the card spawner, but instead I'm going to have it be a purchase system. See, I built this airport up in the corner here. You can see it on the screen, but just OBS not... Hold on. Settings... does it have a output, video bitrate? There's supposed to be an option somewhere on here for tracking the mouse pointer. Maybe it's in general. Show confirmation dialog, automatically record when streaming. Snap sources. I'm looking for the projector, or the cursor. Let's see, because I want to be able to show it. It doesn't have an option here. That's weird. Let's see. Display capture properties. It says capture cursor. Okay, so the cursor is there. So why is it not? Oh, because the screen is frozen. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so yes, we have this airport right here. Now, the idea behind the airport is we're going to be able to send resources there, and resources that are sent to the airport are going to be converted into wealth that are going to make, once they pass over a certain threshold, they're going to spawn in a random useful structure. I think that's how we're going to have this work. Yeah. I don't know how much more work I want to put into this project, because I am feeling a serious desire to move on to the next one. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so we're going to add a UI. I also need to learn the UI toolkit at some point. There's panel. Actually, do I want... You know what? I do want a panel just for the basic sizing. So left is going to be 0... Let's see, it's going to be 0 and 0.2, I think. Yeah, that section of the screen will work. And yeah, 0 and 1. Cool, so we have a panel. We'll have... little tiny bit of space between it. 1 is probably not enough. We should probably be more like... How big is 5? 5 is a little bit too much, but you know what? That's fine. Not on the right. Actually, yeah, not on the right. Have to be uniform. Okay, so I want to create, and I have not worked with these in a while, a scroll view, and that is going to be a 0. That's just going to take up the whole space. Okay, so the scroll view has a viewport which has content inside of it. Now, I believe if I just add a image to this, and I change the image to my card sprite, there is a way to set this up, I think. Hold on, we don't need to go side to side. Yeah, we don't need the horizontal scroll bar. We just need the vertical scroll bar. Now the content is going to have a height of... Sure, we'll do a height of 5,000. And this image will be... Oh, that's the center. No, we want the top corner. We want it to be 50 and minus 50. There we go. This is basically just going to be a whole bunch of manual stuff. Hold on. We want to stretch it. Let's see. X across is going to be 0 and 0.5. So we're going to have that be 5 and 5. And Y, if this is as big as it looks, okay, Let's actually do, hold on, where is my document? Let's see. Game dev material. Town lines, objects. There we go. Just open this document up. Yeah, always have some kind of chart showing exactly what it is that your game is going to have in it. It just makes life easier overall. Okay, 31. So there's going to be 16 rows. Well, actually, export we're going to take off of there. So yeah, it is going to be 15. It's going to be 30. The bank, I don't know what we're going to do. I'm debating it. Okay. So, viewports, content, that's not going to be 500. That is going to be, or 5,000. That's going to be 500, 1,500, and then the image, instead of going 0 to 1, it's going to be 0 to 0.1. Is that wrong? Where'd it go? Why'd it go all the way down there? Content. Anchors. Oh, because it went all the way to the bottom. Okay. So this is going to be 0.9 and 1. There we go. That looks much closer to what we're actually looking for. Yeah. So we have that image. Cool. I think we're going to have to put a card here, though. Let's see. Do I have just a card prefab? I do. Goody. Okay, we're going to add that to our content. Um, 0.5 and 1. And 0.9, 1. Okay. Not bad. Let's see. Inside the card, there's a subject drawing with a build image in the center, and we're going to change that to a house. You know what? That's fine. We might have to change the scale just a tiny bit, but that is okay. But we also don't want these to be... We need these to be 15 tall. So... what I might do is I might set the height. I might create a list and have it automatically set the height and position these. I'm thinking that might be the best way to handle it. Okay, so this card is still going to get populated by that. We're still going to drop the card on selection. What I think I want to do is add cards to this list. This is getting a little ridiculous, honestly, at this point. Because thinking about it, what do I really want to do? Because I might just get rid of the cards as a concept in total. And, yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Because the whole point of the cards existing, like conceptually, is... The whole point of the cards existing was because you were going to get random buildings, but the game is at a point where I'm realizing that the random buildings adder is just absolutely horrible. Like everything about the random card adder is bad. Even if you modify the randomness so it's more likely to add ones that you have an immediate use for, like if your dudes are hungry, you want it to add hunger cards more often. It is still a pain in the neck because you are constantly cycling through the cards you don't want to get the ones you do. So yeah, I think I'm going to apply the exact same system here, but we're going to remove the randomness from it and instead just have it activate the cards that we're just going to have it activate cards, not give them a random value. I don't know. Basically, the concept of the game with the random cards and all that worked perfectly and was fun to play when there were only 5 kinds of cards. But there's going to be, once these last ones are added, there's going to be 30 cards. Like, genuinely, it's not tenable. It doesn't scale. So I think we're going to be removing the concept of cards from the game. We're going to remove the card panel and the storage panel, and we're just going to have it spawn cards in. The storage panel I don't think I reference anywhere, so we're just going to save this as is. And we're going to get rid of the storage panel, at least. Start with that. Because, yeah, I had this card controller here, which essentially is how I want this to function, but does the concept of cards make sense anymore? Does it? Like, definitely I want it to... Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. We're not going to do it this way. We're going to get rid of this panel. We're just going to modify the current card panel to do what we want. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to have the card panel take up the bottom portion of the screen and allow you to scroll it left and right. So, actually, no, we're not going to modify the current one. We're just going to create a new one. UI, scroll view. That is going to be at the bottom of the screen. So, X is going to be 0 to 1 with 5 on either side. Y is going to be 0 to 0.2, I guess. Actually, we're just going to do zeros all around for those. We do not need the vertical scroll bar. Let's delete that. The horizontal scroll bar, we're going to lock that to the top. Minus 20 to get it inside of that. Okay, there we go. Now, what I want to do, there are two things that I'm interested in right now. The first is adding all of the cards to this. And the second is, how are we going to size everything in this? Because the way I currently have it set up on the card panel is there is a resize. You see this card size and card storage size. The card size just basically takes the current dimensions of your screen and figures out how big to make it, and then you can use this to this slider to modify that final size. So it starts out as at the start of the game, the first time you play it, it's going to be either very small or very massive, depending on your screen size. And then you just, you use the slider and you can modify it. So we're not going to use that. We're going to be using this. So I think we're going to have a set resolution size. And instead of having a card size, we're going to have a drop down to choose the resolution. And you can choose it between maybe we'll have a full screen option. Yeah. And then we can just get rid of that whole concept of forcing a specific size. Okay, so let's see. So the viewport is going to have content. That content is going to be, let's see, 0 and 1. So 0, 0. The viewport does not want me to modify that, which is very odd. So we're going to have this drop down by a bit and have this drop down by a bit. Hold on. Let's just add a card to this. First, let's zoom in on it. I'm just gonna, since I have so much stuff open, we're just gonna add this all to the same one. We're gonna have the game open, 16 by 9, so it takes up the whole screen. Let's see. Oh, no, we need the scene view because I need to see exactly how this is going to change. That is weird. That is very weird. Okay. So can I set this so that the viewport okay. Oh, I see. This is built so that it's not modifiable. Okay. I understand that. I don't like it, but I understand it. Let's see. Okay, so viewport, the content, we set the size here. We're going to set it to 3100. What? Why is this? What? Oh, hold on. 0, 0, 0. Okay, so this is the content. So the right 31. Okay, so we are going to be able to stretch that out. Very good. I think this is very weird. This whole thing is just very, very weird. Like, it really does not want me to set the scroll bar at the top, does it? Yeah, it really desperately wants me to have that be at the bottom. And they really want it to be 17 tall. Okay. Either way, scroll view. Inside contents, we are going to add a card. Zero, 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 zero. Why is there nothing there? So confused by this right now. I don't know why, but it's something is not functional about this. Okay, cool. So we have it at 0, 0. The card is in there. So let's change the size of this content. Okay, so it is the size of the full thing. We're going to set this to 2 instead. Set that to 0. Okay, and then we're going to take this card, and instead of 0.2, we're going to set it to 0.1. 0. 0.5. Oh, 0.05, not 5. Okay, better, a little bit better. Duplicate that one. Yeah, put that one at 1 and 0.05. Okay, this is better than what we had before, I think. Maybe. I hope. I'm hopeful that it's better than what we had before. Yes. I suppose I could make this more like a puzzle game and just give you a bunch of preset structures with a set size. That probably would have been faster and overall better, but 0.1, 0.15. And I think we need all of these to have a 5 on either side of them. I desperately wish to have a, hold on. House card. Let's open up the card populator, and it's going to take a second for it to fully open up, but we'll get there. If anybody has any issues viewing the stream, let me know. I'm testing out Restream to see how it works. If it doesn't work, I'm getting rid of it, because it's a bit of a pain to set up. Okay, we're going to take the AI chat trial and stick that off to the side for now. I don't think there's anything in here that I specifically need to worry about. But on Awake, we're going to populate our card data, because we now have a card on there. Actually, you know what? If card data, if it's not good, then we're just going to return. There we go. Just avoid any errors. Now, why is this invisible now? Okay, it was just a minor thing. Okay, so game, hit play. That first card should turn into it, and the rest of them should stay the same. The variable target of... Oh, card storage size. That's right, we had that one. Card size slider. Yeah, we'll turn that one off too. Save that. Hit play. Right, because they start low. So that means I'm going to need to get the... Let's see, on the card panel, this was called the card controller. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna add the card controller. You know what? We're gonna create a new card controller. And we're not gonna call it the card controller. We're gonna call it something a little bit better. I'm thinking the... Hold on, let's actually go to cards, add Unity scripts. Card raiser. This is going to follow along with the update observer. This is one of the things that I made to help increase the efficiency of the game, was just adding something that will do an automatic update every 1 second. Because there's a lot of material in games where you really don't need it to run every frame. It's not necessary. It's excess processing power that you don't need to waste. So yeah, I just made my own little update loop. I believe I need to add more material to this. Here, we're going to take this and put this off to the side here and push you all the way back. Yeah. Okay. So on enable, we need to go to the update manager and register this guy as an observer, and then on disable, we need to unupdate it. Okay. Yeah, that was a whole process getting that built. But I found some good tutorials online, learned how to work it, and yeah. So it's functional. Okay, so the card raiser is going to get a reference to each of our cards. So, serialized field, private, game objects, cards. And basically, so we're going to create this in the inspector. And then we're going to raise card if available, I guess. Yeah. Sure. Basically, let's see. So this is going to run once a second. We're going to check each card. Now here's the thing. Okay, so the card catalog as a concept we're not going to use anymore. But we still need to use material with it. So we need the card catalog. Because this has a reference. Oh, cool. Okay, we have a number of resource outputs here. Because we need to steal some material from that. And in about 10 minutes, I'm going to take a quick break. Just to stretch my legs, get some water, see if I got to handle any business, you know, all that fun stuff. And also realize that my phone is missing. So, yeah, we'll go find that. Okay, until then, though, raise card if available. So, for each card in cards, we're going to go through our cards. Equals card dot get components drop card on selection. Okay, so we're going to find out if the card is unavailable. So if card state dot card state is not unavailable, then we are going to skip it. So basically, if the card is already available or if it's currently in use, we're not going to look at it. I want to do nothing with the card populator. All I want to do is make the card available. And then return. Okay, so to do, check if the card's inputs exist. Okay. That is going to be done by the card catalog. So the card catalog, whoop, I almost fell off the treadmill. Oh boy. Okay, so the card catalog, how is this going to work? I'm trying to think about exactly how I want the card catalog to operate. So we already have a list of cards and a list of available cards. What are its public methods? Get cards with weight. Oh, this is the random card selector. Okay. What the hell? Yeah, that's going to break a couple of things. That's good. I want it to break things. Because I want certain things to not function. Get outputs and add cards. Wait, is that just my... Okay. That is used under controls. Oh, place ghost. Add available cards. Check inputs of locked cards if their inputs exist in the scene. If the card hasn't been placed or the last one was removed, skip this card. Okay. So I am interested in that one, but this one, yeah, we're not spawning any new cards. So, okay, neat. Yeah, we're not affecting anything about the placement of them. We're just changing what selects them. So, what about this? So, get placed outputs. Right, because this is going to run. Okay, so this runs when we place a structure. Okay. There's no longer going to be a weight system here, so... If there's no weight system, then we do not need to calculate the combined weight. You know what? We're just gonna comment that one out. Okay. Get placed outputs. Number of resource outputs. So we create a new dictionary which has so we regenerate the regenerate the dictionary every time we do this, but dictionaries aren't that expensive. So we're only going to be running this once every now and then, so we're fine with that. So does this mean that, yeah, combined weight, we no longer use that. Awake, we add available cards. Okay, so we just create that once. How do we check? Right, we have a separate building reference. Okay. Right, that we built specifically for this, that I have not looked at in a bit of time. Let's just take a quick look at this. Okay, so add card to building list. That is something that I think happens in the placing ghost, so we don't need to check that at all. That works as intended. So we get placed outputs. Yeah, this seems fine. So we just have a list of our cards and our list of our available cards. So what we do with that so we go through. Okay, so this one, cycle through play structures. Okay, so we're going to cycle through the structures that we have placed and add them to our and collect their outputs. Okay, so we collect all of our building outputs. Yeah, so that's what that one does. And then this one, okay, so basically the card catalog is going to have a list of all of the cards on it. And it's going to cycle through all of those and then add them to a list called available cards. So what we should do with this is yeah, so this all runs the way it's supposed to. We don't need the weight system anymore. We can just, I'm just going to get rid of this. This is no longer of value to us because we are getting rid of the randomness. Therefore, there's no need for weights. We're going to keep these, which I'm a little iffy on. That's not a good way to do this. But what we're going to do is we're going to get a reference to the card catalog on the card raiser. So yeah, we get a reference to our card catalog, and we run another for each loop that cycles through the available cards. And if our card is not on that list, then we're fucked. Actually, the card is listed as a game object. Okay, we're not going to get the game object. We're going to get the card itself, which I believe is... Yeah, we're going to get the card. Let's see. Card populator. Yeah, I think we're just going to get the card. The card populator, because that stores the card SO on it. Okay, that doesn't change anything for now. Yeah, we can still get the other material on it. So what we do now is card data. Okay, so we can get the card SO. If card catalog dot available cards contains if it contains that specific one, you know, if it does not contain that specific one, then we will continue. Okay, cool. Okay, so the card catalog needs to exist, and it not only does it need to exist, it needs to exist on here. So we're going to store a reference to our cards and to the card catalog. Okay. The only thing I really don't like about this is it means when we add a new card, we have to do more work. Like we have to add the card data to the card itself. We need to... Yeah, no, it's just I'm not super thrilled about that. We're also going to need to change some material with the... Okay, so... Make sure cards that okay, that's good. Save all. What is this suggesting? 2 style issues. Oh. Where? Really? Goody. I'm glad you could be a grammar Nazi. That's what we need. Okay. For loops can convert to a link expression. Absolutely not. Okay, so that part of it functions exactly as we need it to. The other part that I need to handle, drop card on selection, card state equals card, get drop card on selection. If the card is unavailable, then we skip that. Okay, so this is all stuff that we're handling here. And handling better here. Okay. Otherwise, the card should just act like a card. The only other thing that I'm worried about is the random direction the card is going to face, which I need to remember exactly how we added that to the card. Hold on, card populator. Populate card. Okay, set outputs. Okay, so these are randomized. I think that's going to be fine for now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. I need to take my break in a minute. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify that, because the way that it originally worked was each time a new card spawned, since they were completely random, they also spawned with random output directions. So, like, if you had a farm that took in a dude and some wheat, and then the output was pushed out. The output was meat, and then the dude that had just worked. Basically, what I would have wanted to have for the setup would be it randomly picks what directions the meat and the dude are going to be leaving the farm at. So, like, you know, the dude is going to be leaving up, the meat is going to be leaving right, which means the other two directions can be used for the inputs. That's not how we're going to have it set up in the future. No. What I want to do in the future is set it up so that each structure has predetermined input and output directions, and then you can use the R key to modify that. So, yes, I am going to, let's see, I'm going to turn off the main camera and the audio capture, and I will be right back after I take a quick break. So yeah, let's see. How do I do this? I'm going to leave my audio on until I figure out exactly what it is that I'm doing. No, you go this way, because I wanted to just play a, let's see, Unity builds. Oh, here we go, the dot game. We're just going to play that. I'll give you some nice colors. And we'll go for a more bluish one. Hit start. Tab to get out of that. Okay. Now we turn off the audio input capture. It says my stream has 1 viewer. I do not believe it. If you're there, let me know. Okay, hold on. How do I... Die music. Main camera. Turn that on. Cool. Okay, where were we? So the restream screen is frozen. I am desperately hoping that that is not the state that my video is currently in. But yeah, so we have, let's see. Yeah, our card populator chooses a random direction for each of the resources. I'm thinking I want it to be set so that there is one direction that it goes in. Like, yeah, the randomness just did not work. That whole system was a failure, in my opinion. So instead of getting random directions, card data outputs. Right, that's icon SO. I'm wondering... Right, because that's a scriptable object for each of them. So I'm wondering if I can modify. I have a weird feeling I am about to seriously regret what it is that I am about to do. Okay, restart the game. Yeah, that's a UI element. That goes in there. Cell value, that is something for resources, so that should go in dudes, I guess. Update manager. That's going to go in controls, I think. The resource pool is also going to go in controls. Needs filled. Oh, those are both. Yeah, okay, never mind. We're not going to touch that. What we are going to touch is the icon scriptable object. Shoot. No, we can't touch that. That's something else I wanted to change. I wanted to get rid of all of these icons, all of these generated things. Because there's so many of them, and they're useful-ish. I don't think their information is used. Yeah, the prefab is never used. It's just the icon. So I'm thinking we can probably get rid of icon SO and just keep the image there. Because, like I said, prefab, never made use of. So, yeah. I think that's only used in the... Hold on. Scriptable objects, card SO. Yeah. So I'm thinking we can get rid of the icon SO as an option and replace that with... I'm thinking a class. Because if we click on needs filled, if we just do a serializable class that stores the data that we need, that will probably work a hell of a lot better. So I'm thinking Not a recipe, though that would be a really good idea. Outputs. So we have a sprite and public direction. Okay, cool. Basically, cheap viewers on Streambo. Oh, can I ban people on this? Does this work? Can I add to block list? Hello, how are you? I have a problem with my headphones, so I can't hear you. Can you reply to me in chat? Hello. Now, here is the question. Are you a real person or are you a bot? That is going to be the real issue. I mean, they said their headphones don't work, so they can't hear me, but, you know, that's fine. My bet, my money is on it being a bot. But we'll see. Okay, so we have our sprites. We have the direction that they're going to be going in. Those are the useful pieces of information. The card SO, instead of this, is going to have a... what did we call this again? Oh, yeah, output. This is going to require us to change all of them, but that's okay. Oh, yeah, and the weight never gets used, so we can get rid of that. Okay, so the card populator. Okay, let's get output data. Yeah, we need to change that. Let's see. Rename, refactor. I need the definition for this. So go to declaration. Okay. So output data is no longer going to take that. It's going to take the sprite. Why do we have two separate ones here? That's actually a good question. Okay, so that's going to take the card populator. Right, so we're going to get the output. Wait a minute. What if I just change the outputs? Okay, I might need to modify a couple of things here. Let's think here. This is going to require a little bit of thought. Just a little bit, not too much. Yeah, I think this is bullshit. 2 messages and the account was created 1 hour ago. We'll just say. Oh, that's a Twitch comment, so we'll do it on Twitch. Okay. Yes. Our card populator. We have this guy right here, which I believe is we create up above. Yeah, this output data list. Which I think we're just going to call the output, which is going to cause all kinds of errors. Output dot okay, got a couple more in here. Yeah, because we're not going to be doing this at all. We don't need to remove those directions, so we don't need to do any of that. We just need to do these. Add output. Okay. Okay, so that needs to be changed there. I basically just did a minor change that just absolutely upends most of what we've been doing, but you know what? That's okay. Best name is outputs. Let's see. Yeah, we don't need serialization. I almost never need serialization. Let's see. That's right. We do have to do the rotation controller. We don't need these directions either. Okay, so card helpers rotate. Let's see. Where are card helpers? Yeah, because we need to change how this works too. Card. Oh, no, that would be under helpers. Card helpers. There we go. Yeah, we don't need a reference to cards anymore. Yeah, it's odd. This is the exact same conversation another bot had with me. I'm wondering if it's from the same bot farm. I may have spelled Massachusetts wrong. Just minorly, you know. So that works. I just broke a lot of things, I think. Can I ask you something about your channel? Sure. Yeah, we don't need to store a reference to the icon anymore, so we're able to shorten these a little bit, which is nice. Actually, with gaming, I also do some artwork for streamers, so can I made something cool for your channel in reasonable price? Don't ban me. Yeah, we're just going to block that person. Let's go on to... Make sure we block them on Twitch, too. Because anytime someone says, hey, can I show you my artwork, and asks about it, that almost always means chat messages, spam, next, spam, back, close that. How do I just... Do they not have the follow, whisper, invite, block, block? That person is now blocked. I could swear there used to be a way to do... Does there not have that? Okay, I might not use Restream anymore. I don't know. I have some issues with it. Okay, so... That's all good. Drop card on selection. Ghost data. Okay, doing better. Okay. Ghost populator, we do not need. Ah, it's lowercase I. Okay, so we can remove the middle bit here. That works. That functions. Yeah, there's a lot of functionality that's just missing here. Can I not together clip that? Yeah, it's listed as unstable, so I'm probably going to, on my lunch break, end the stream and just switch it back over to the, what do you call it? Regular Twitch channel, because Restream is cool tool. I don't know enough about it, and it doesn't seem to want to work with me. Okay, so anything up here? No? Okay. Place ghost. Building output. Okay, so building output needs to be modified. I seriously might go to the generator for output data and just delete it. because it's a little silly. Okay, output references. Yeah, we're just gonna remove this everywhere. Okay, is that all of it? Oh, stop it. What's our one error here? Building is enterable. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Change that there so it's at least functional. What's the second one? Oh yeah, we don't have a reference to card anymore. In card, output data is no longer used, so we can just delete that outright. Probably should have done that earlier. Hold dude is also no longer used, so let's delete that. And icon, 19 assets use it. But where is it actually? Where does this exist? Where do icons exist in the game? Like conceptually, where is this a thing? Okay, so these are no longer used anywhere. So I'm going to delete the icons and delete icon SO because that is no longer referenced anywhere. Okay, we've simplified our code a little bit. Just a touch. Populate card data. That's right. This only happens here. Okay, what's this line at the bottom? What's the white line? Bookmark. Did I make a bookmark? Control Shift 9. Whoop. Nope. Hold on. Did I just... Yeah, I did. Okay. Control Shift 9 to remove that. I don't know what that was or why that was there. I still have stuff to learn about the IDE. I use it fairly regularly, so I should, but I don't. Okay. Cool. So rotation works, or should work. We do have some issues on here. So we have the building card scroll view. Let's see. I want to add onto this on selection. Okay. So we need our catalog and we need our razor. Okay, so we're going to go to the scene view. Lock this down. And select the first 3 cards. And get our card catalog. And let's go through all of these. Okay, yeah, we need to go through all of these again. Shoot. Okay, so the bakery is... yeah. That's going to be bread. And we're going to have the bakery go left. All bakery items go to the left. Let's see, the barn. A dude leaves here. And we're going to have a cow come out of here. And the cow is going to go down. This is going to be one of those ones that is a little bit more tricky than the others to figure out. Yeah, because beforehand, you could just cycle through all of them until you found a card that goes in the direction that you want it to. Yeah, it'll be nice to have it set up not that way. So, yeah, I just have to go through all of these. Okay, so the butcher. Yeah, dude. Who goes up. And meat. That goes right. A clothier. Oh, the clothier is the one that the guy puts his clothes on there. I think. Oh, no, that's the... yeah, clothier is the one that actually produces the clothes. This one will go left. Okay, factory. I think the dude's always just going to go up. Good. We'll go down. Okay, a farm. Dude. And... wheat. Oh, grain. That's what I called it. Okay, so dude goes up, grain goes right. Food plants. That is... oh, no, that does not have a dude. That just has power going into it. So we need a prepared meal. That goes up. A fountain. That's just going to have a dude. That goes up. Gem cutter is going to have a dude. That goes up. And a cut gem. That goes down. A house card is just going to have a dude. A loom. Dude, that goes up. And what is the other thing that... oh, cloth. Okay, and the cloth is going to go left. I'll have it go right. The mine, power and water, and the output is... uncut gems, which will go left, and ore, which will go right. Okay, we're getting through this. We're getting through this. Dude, that goes up. And bread, that goes left. Okay, cool. Almost there. I can't believe this is only half the cards. Oh, goodness. This isn't even the complicated part. Okay, the pasture. Grain and dude, we're going to get wool. And dude. We'll have wool go right. Okay, restaurant is just a dude. Smelter card. Yeah, that's going to be a dude and ore, I think, right? Or a dude and metal. Taylor is just a dude with some fresh drip. And the well card is going to be a dude and water. And the water is going to go down. We'll have it go opposite him in each situation. Okay. Neat. It's relatively simple to get rid of those, I must say. Okay. So if I hit play, these should start rising. Never mind. Oh, card catalog has nothing in it. Yeah, we're just gonna lock that down. Go to scripts, scenes, prefabs. No, this is in scripts. This is in cards here. Okay, take all of those, add those to that, except for element 3, which is none. Okay. Probably going to get some kind of an error. I think I know exactly what that is. Okay. For each card, if card dot, if not card, return. So basically, if we go through that list and there is a card that does not exist, then we skip it. Okay, what's this reference script that behavior is missing? Oh, the card panel. Right, card controller. Remove that. Yeah, we're going to delete that all in a minute. Okay, so we don't get errors anymore. That's a good thing. Why are we not getting... cards? Oh, we didn't include the dude sprite. We need a reference to our dude. Okay. Oh, right. We did not assign these, I don't think. Let's see. Card. Yeah, that's populated as a house card, so that should be one of the ones that just rises up. So why does it not? That's going to be one of those great mysteries for us to figure out. Okay. Pause it. Under contents, our 3 cards are there. We have our card catalog. Nothing is in the available cards list. Why is there nothing in the available cards list? Okay, we're going to delete all of these and I just want to figure this one out, and then we'll figure out the other one. Okay. On Awake, we get our available cards with our Dude Sprite. So for each, so we get our building reference. So we get all of our outputs. We add them to a list. If it's not a card, if there is no card, then we return. Oh, wait a minute. So if the card is null, then we skip it. But the cards should not be null. So we set usable to true. If that is already in our available cards, then we can skip it. Okay, so card input in card inputs. So we try to get we already add the dude, so there's always one dude available at least. As long as the output, if the output is less than 1, then it's false. My brain. Wait a minute. Are these both set to... Yeah, they are both card SOs. Okay. So why is this not... For each card input in card inputs, so we're going to save all of that. Yeah, we need to add some small scripts here. Print If card equals null, okay. The card exists. Hold on. Card dot title. He's not in the list. Okay. Yeah, we'll do more of these. Is that person still sending random messages? No, it looks like they stopped. Okay, good. I think I am my only viewer right now. Yeah. All right. Wait a minute, what? Okay, so we get the card input, which is that sprite. If... Okay, so we get the output that's going to turn into that. If the output is less than 1... Checking input. Okay, cool. So we're checking the input. Output, let's see. Plus... Okay. Save all of those. Now this should work fine. Hit play, try again. Null reference, no reference set to an instance of an object. Butcher input dude is... Okay, hold on. Let's actually take a look at this. Checking card. Bakery. Bakery exists. Bakery is not on the list. Checking input. Dude. Bakery input dude is available. Okay, so we're going through the bakery. Exists. It's not on the list. Dude is available. True. Checking bread. Bread is not available. Okay. So the cow is not available, so we don't place the butcher. What's this null reference exception here? Gotcha. Save all of that. We're going to try again. Play. Pause. Okay, cool. So the house and the well. 1 Mississippi. Well card, and card 3 is going to be the fountain card. Okay. Try it again. One, two. Why did they not have any of their... Uh-oh. Why is it not rotating? Hold on. Okay. So, firstly, let's get rid of all of these. Okay. Available cards, all set. So we have predetermined all of those. On the card itself. Okay, card controller no longer exists. So we're gonna... Wait a minute, cancel that for a second. Okay, that doesn't have anything about rotating anything on the cards, so we'll just delete that. Drop card on selection. Okay, so... follow mouse. Ghost placement check. Oh, that's fine. Turn all of those off. Then turn them on. So where is the rotation happening? Where does that happen? Building. That is going to happen not on the card raiser, which is raise card if available. No, that's going to be the card populator. We have the ghost populator here. Now, where is the card populator? Where did that go? Was that a UI element? Yes, it was. Okay. Display outputs. So we do outputs equals new lists, card helpers, rotate outputs. Okay, so up is right, right is down, down is left, left is up. That works as expected. So why, when we rotate our cards, display outputs for each output in our outputs list, output dot direction, hold on. Okay, so that is the enum, direction. So why are these not turning? Wait a minute. Where's the arrow? Are these supposed to be already on? Maybe? Let's try that. Why the heck is that happening? That is very odd. Why does the well have none? Why is that go? What the? What? Okay, so something is messed up here. Okay, so that means that I need to turn all of these on, and I need to turn all of these on. On all of them. Okay. Save. Play. Okay. I am very confused right now about how this is working. Also, my shoes appear to not be fully functional anymore. So that's a thing that I need to pay attention to now. Yes. I think I am going to take my lunch early because I need to sit down and think about this. There should be no change here. Ghost populator. Where is the rotate ghost item here? Is that this? Rotate cards. Okay, so we have our output list. But why would that be an issue? I'm just extraordinarily confused. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take my break. I'll be back half hour, 45 minutes, and we'll take a look at this again.